I'm back. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Esther and this is Unfiltered with E. Shout out to all my returning subscribers. Thank you guys for just supporting me. Thank you guys for being there, since the very beginning. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting what I'm doing and what God is doing through my channel. Wow, it's been a long journey, and this video right here, just keeping the intro a bit short, I'm just gonna run through. I'm gonna do a quick little rundown of how it all started and how it's going, and just different opportunities that I have been blessed with and things that I would love to accomplish in the future. And I just want to share that with you guys, because ultimately we're a family and I want to get to a point where I can upload regularly. We're getting equipment. As y'all can see, the quality is a bit different. We got more equipment. I ordered some lights as well, so I just want to put some content. I want to put out some content for people that are just subscribing, people that are supporting me. Speaking of support, I have my social media linked in the description below, or you guys can follow my Instagram at right here, and my TikTok as well. And what else do I have? I'm not on Twitter for those asking. A lot of you that have joined, that have subscribed to me, joined from the show. Yes, I am the girl in the black dress, and I am the "are you done?" Yes, I am all the above, the promiscuous queen, etc. There's no growth without change, and I can admit a lot has changed since then. Obviously, the background, new environment, I did move again, and after my lease ends here, I do plan on moving again, because why not? So I am still in school. I graduate in December, so I'm super excited about that. After school, I plan on working for a few months local, like a staff job, and then traveling afterwards, God willing, just seeing how nursing goes, and then seeing how social media goes. What else? I am single for a lot of the gentlemen that keep asking. I am single. Am I ready to mingle though? I don't know a lot. Last time I went to try and mingle on a dating show, y'all saw what happened. So without further ado, let's just go back to the very beginning, how all of this happened and how life has been since the show. So I'm gonna try to show you guys what I can show you like right away, I will, and then what I can insert as well on the video, I will as well, just to keep this short and simple and straight to the point. So my birthday, for those of you who don't know, is on May 1st, and I had planned a week-long trip to Florida to see my friend Ivy. And so as I am planning that trip, I have the show in the back of my mind, because we had spoken before in April. Actually, me and the producer had spoken in April about me getting on the show. Things happened with my job and my schedule, and I just couldn't make it to that episode. So when I got the infamous text, basically letting me know the dates, the time, and just to confirm my attendance, that was on May 10th is when I got the text. Literally next day, I booked my flight. This is the text message. Date, time, location, etc. Next day I booked my flight and I got the text, your spot is confirmed. So that happened. In the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, I just came back from, a week-long trip in Miami, and now I have to start planning another trip to Arizona because that's where it's filmed, to get on the show. Why did you get on the show, Esther? Was it for clout? Was it for, love? Like, why did you get on the show? It's 2024. It is 2024. I've always been such a lover growing up. I grew up on Disney, so I'm so used to like romance and the dramatic of it all. So I was like, you know what? Yes, the idea of going on a show to find love sounds stupid, sounds weird, non-traditional, but I've also been such a non-traditional person when it comes to love because I try not to limit that. I was like, okay, I know God works in mysterious ways, and who knows? It's kind of like how in like in the real dating realm, in real life, you meet somebody, you can meet them on Instagram, you can meet them on a dating site, you can meet them in person, and you guys plan to go on a date with having 50-50 in mind. It's like 50% it would work, 50% it wouldn't work. And that was the same concept for me. It's like, okay, I'm going on this dating show with, I've been a supporter of Arlette and BM and their page for a couple of weeks prior to that. And I mean, the men that they brought on there were of a certain caliber, and I was like, okay, cool. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm treating this like I'm going on a date. I'm gonna meet somebody, and it's 50-50. Like, it's either gonna work or it's not gonna work, and that's okay. So I start like, I would get on the phone with my friends and be like, okay, what do I wear? Like, do I want to practice my lines? Do I want to practice like the questions? Because obviously I've watched the show. Obviously you hear people and you hear the questions that they ask, and a lot of those questions were pretty valid. So I'm like, okay, I kind of do have some points that I want to bring up. Obviously in the forefront are you a man of God, and do you actually practice your faith on a daily basis? That's there. Okay, career-wise, are you ambitious? Kids as well. And then yes, like the smoking, are deal breakers and all of that. So I had points that I wanted to make sure that I brought up, but ultimately me being on that show was so I can potentially meet a potential, but also spread God's word, because ultimately that's what it's all about. I would try not to say ultimately a lot on this video, but that's one of my favorite words, and I'm sorry in advance. So yes, we text, we get that situated here. I get a reminder on the 27th. They're very professional about it, just making sure that, okay, people are gonna show up. So I got the reminder. June 1st pulls up, right? I'm leaving from the state where I'm at to get there. My flight gets delayed twice. I literally text the producer. I'm like, good morning, my flight got pushed back 30 minutes. I should still be there on time, just letting you guys know. So I kind of asked, like, is there a place where we can get ready and stuff? And yes, there is. So yes, like all my ladies, if we have a place where you can, touch up your makeup, even do your makeup, your hair, etc. So there's that. I am constantly like sending, him pictures like, hey, like it keeps getting delayed. So eventually I get there, I get on, on set, and goodness gracious, it was hot. And I mean, just like temperature hot. And this is a recap. I'm sure on my last video I spoke a little bit about that as well. But so I get there, it's hot. I have two options of what to wear. I could wear a long black dress, or I could wear a short black dress. In that heat, I was like, okay, short black dress it is. So we start, we film the intro, we line up, the men come. You guys saw the video, you watched what happened. I'm not gonna, try to like make y'all relive that. So that happens. My match comes, the whole shebang happens. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this guy is here, very comical. He's also a hurt black man. This is something I don't think I mentioned in the last video. You've kind of it seems like you've dealt with a lot of hate from women in the past, especially black women. And me adding fuel to this fire would just make things worse and add to that narrative. So I felt like he just needed somebody to show him love in that moment. Was I interested in him? Initially, yes, until the shebang happened. A lot of women are like, you're not a girl's girl, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, in that situation, I couldn't be a girl's girl because I didn't agree with what the girls were doing. Am I excusing what he was doing? No. But I also wasn't agreeing with what the women were doing, so I couldn't be a girl's girl. So after I left with him, rumor has it I gave my number out to Rhino, false Rhino, and I never exchanged numbers. He actually left. He actually confirms this on his video if you guys check it out. I leave set and we go grab tacos. If I have videos from that moment, I will insert them. I'm just kind of recapping from what happened. So we ended up, me and my girls ended up going out that night, and we met some amazing people afterwards, and then I actually ended up extending my trip, so that was great. I ended up staying there for like 2 more days. And knowing me, I am the type of person to extend the trip just because the vibes are nice. So that happened. Okay, after Arizona, I come back home, and we filmed on the 1st. The video didn't come out till the 10th. So for 9 days, I'm just like, okay, go back to my regular life. When I got back, I started just like focusing on just my fitness, going back to regular life as well, spending time with my family, my siblings, etc. So that was nice. And then the video comes out. I'm already dealing with some things in my life at the time, some personal things that were happening. The video comes out. I'm just like, whoa, how do I juggle? How do I balance all of this all at once? But I can only credit my family and my support system, because without them, I don't think I would be as grounded as I am, because with love comes hate, and y'all were hating. a lot of people were coming for my neck, a lot. But understandably so, it was an element of surprise. A lot of people supported what my match, was talking about, which is like cool. And then a lot of women felt like, oh, you should have popped your balloon, you should have this, you should have that. I get that. If I went back, would I pop? No, still no. Anyway, so with like I said, with the support came the hate, etc. And I'm like, okay, how do I go about this? Because God is blessing me with this, influence. How can I use this to further push Christ to the masses? How can I further? And yes, I still have a lot of room to grow. I do, I get that. Okay. And I'm constantly asking y'all for grace. I am. I'm not always gonna get it right. I'm not. But ultimately, I'm trying to grow with y'all. And I just think that rather than critiquing from a place of like hate or, you know, envy even, like critique me from a place of care, because we're all like brothers and sisters in Christ at the end of the day. The Arizona happens. After Arizona, I just started working again. I went to a few games. I kind of stayed low-key because after, I would say like 3 days, like the first 3 days of the show coming out, I was okay, you know, I was like, okay, I can handle this. And then after a while, like my match started spreading false rumors and allegations, and people started believing that, and then I just kind of like, bam, I was like, okay, I need a reset. So I remembered leaving for a whole week. I was just gone for a whole week. I was like, I could still see what y'all are saying and stuff, but yeah, like interviews came out, etc. But after just resetting, you know, getting back into my mojo, I was like, okay, now let's work. With the, you know, the attention that I was getting, I had gotten reached out by a podcaster. I will not say who they are, but they are pretty big. They reached out to me and they wanted to speak about what happened. I had no issue speaking about what happened, you know, but out of respect for what the producer and the show, like if they potentially wanted to have me back, I didn't want to take that from them. And the chances of me and my match coming back, just, that was not gonna happen, because after everything escalated, more and more and more truths. And yes, somebody's past is their past, but when their past still carries on and bleeds onto their relationships and how they carry themselves and how they treat people in the present, it becomes an issue to me. So no, there was not going to be a follow-up with my match. And I'm sorry for those of y'all that wanted, you know, the ninja to be rescued, but like it wasn't gonna happen in this case, unfortunately. So no, they had reached out to me. Actually, the podcast that, you know, I'm not gonna say who it is, that had reached out and had a interview with him actually came to me. I don't know if they came to me first before coming to him, I don't know. But they came to me, but I declined the offer because I'm not going to just add fuel to the fire. There was no point of doing that. After a while there, I actually finally scheduled an actual interview with a podcaster that in our pre-podcast interview, there's a lot of like podcasts, in our pre-podcast interview, we had a great conversation, and it felt like the direction they were taking it was the direction that I wanted to take this. Meaning, you know, everything that they said we were going to talk about, I agreed with. And some of the topics were how we can better, you know, ourselves as Black women, how we can better ourselves as Black people, how we can date each other and be kinder to one another, etc. God, we talked a little bit about myself. So this was actually me setting up the, I don't know if you can see it, but this was me setting up the the space for the podcast. It was virtual, and it ran us maybe, I want to say 45 to an hour. Great conversation. All right, I'm thinking that okay, we had a good podcast and I'm thinking it's about to come out. So I'm looking forward to it because the conversation was I felt that the conversation was very fulfilling and it could really add value to our people and just us as humans in general. I don't want to be like all pro-black, etc., because what we talked about could apply to any and everyone. So we had the podcast, we filmed it on the 28th of June. On the 29th, I texted, I was like, hey, just wondering when the video will be coming out, because I'm like, okay, I want to know when it's going to come out, so obviously I can watch it, see how, because y'all, in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, people just be like editing, clipping things out to just make something be what it's really not, and I didn't think that he would do that, but in the back of my mind, I had that thought. Anyway, I text him July 2nd. Mind you, we filmed on June 28th. I texted him July 2nd. I was like, by your silence, I'm assuming that the video won't be posted. The least you could have done is give me a heads up. I understand that my content isn't drastic or clout-centered, but remember, you reached out to me, so I wasn't trying to be rude or anything, but I wanted to remind him that, hey, you came to me, you know, I took time out of my day to get on your podcast and we had this schedule and everything. What we talked about, I literally thought that it could possibly, because what I say is, I understand my content isn't drastic or clout-centered, but remember, you reached out to me and we really could have made a difference in our community and possibly helped change the narrative. Longevity beats instant gratification any day in my book. Take care. So they read that on the 2nd, and I don't think they texted me till like the next day. Yeah, so like they text me letting me know that they came to a conclusion that they where I want to go with my brand, he didn't feel like the interview served me well. It made no sense because the interview was very, Christ-centered. The interview was just positive. We didn't talk about my match at all because I'm not in, I am not in the business of exposing people or making people feel bad, because then that would be adding fuel to the fire. So that was the first venture that, besides the declined situations, that was like my actual first venture. So that happened, and I was like, you know what? I stopped checking the emails from interviews and podcasts and stuff. I would still love to get on the podcast. I would still love to just talk, because y'all can tell, like, I love to talk. But I want to get on the podcast, like certain, yes, I'm gonna shout them out a little bit right now, but like certain like channels that I want to get on. Jubilee is one of them. It's not really a podcast, but a lot of the videos that they talk about, like the middle line, this versus that, etc. A lot of different topics are brought up, and I would love to get on something like that. So that happened, and then after the interview, I kind of just went silent again. I would post, obviously, here and there, but at this point, I have like 8,000 followers, and so I'm just like, okay, how should we go about this? You know what? That's when I asked people what kind of content they want to see from me. Because I'm like, okay, people are following, people are supporting. Like, what do you guys need? Like, how can I be of service to y'all? And a lot of like the content, the not contents, but a lot of the questions or answers, I guess, or suggestions. I'm sorry, I'm hungry. But a lot of the suggestions that I got were like a day in the life, like talk a bit more about yourself, your faith, etc. And all of that will come starting with this video. So after that, I'm just kind of scrolling through because I tend to record a lot of things. I planned a trip to Atlanta after that, and bam, the flight was booked to Atlanta. Get to Atlanta and it's a vibe. Atlanta is a great place. I enjoyed being there. I was there for about a week. Okay, a little story time for my girlies, just a little story time. I had met this one individual. Well, technically they met me because they reached out. They slid in the DMs. Pretty, handsome guy, whatever. So they reached out to me and talked to me a little bit about like the industry that they're in and how they could get me acquainted with the people that they know. Basically plugged me in, and I was like, cool. Funny thing is, I'll be in your city next week. Let's connect. Let's make something shake. So I get there because we had planned on making content, getting my professional pictures taken, etc. So I get there. Obviously, I'm with my girls. We have some things that we're doing. But I also knew that I wanted to meet this individual. I was not aware that Chris Brown was going to be in Atlanta that weekend. I was not at all. I will have a vlog of my Atlanta trip posted after this video though, because this one will come out first, and then I'll have a vlog of what happens in Atlanta, because what happened in Atlanta did not stay in Atlanta because I had it all captured. All right, so that happens. But the story time with this individual is, so this man takes me out on a date. We go out to eat after the game. It was good. We get there, we're sitting down. I was wearing a PLT, which is pretty little thing. I was wearing their hoodie or bucket hat, not even their hoodie. I was wearing their bucket hat and that day. So that is the bucket hat from them, because I remembered telling myself, just fix that. I remembered telling myself and telling my friends, I will work with this brand. This was before, this was way before all of it. So yeah, I remember telling my friends that. I was like, I'm gonna work with this brand. So I had the bucket hat. I was just moving in faith. Fast forward to dinner with the individual, and he's like, oh, I like your bucket hat. I'm like, thank you. And then he's like, funny you mention, I was actually invited to a PLT event. You should be my +1. I'm like, that would be amazing. Like, seriously, I'm not gonna ask for him to like book my flights, my stay or whatever. I'll take care of all of that. Just get me through the door and I'll do the rest. I'm thinking this man's going, like he said, plug me in and everything. I remembered texting him because after dinner, he kind of like, when he realized that I was being serious, he kind of like backed away a little bit. I don't think he thought that I was serious, when in reality I was serious. So let me see here what I texted him. Where is it? one thing that I need to mention as well is the fact that after the dinner, like the next day, we were supposed to meet up again for lunch and connect and get those pictures taken. Flakes. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm not gonna push it, you know? You're busy, I'm sure. Next day, flakes. Like, okay, at this point, it's like, yo, that's cool, that's cool. So yeah, here's a text message that I had sent him. I was like, hey, I know we briefly spoke of the pretty little thing at dinner. I just want to make sure prior to booking my flight, will I be coming to LA with you? In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I will be going at his +1. Or should I book my flight back home? I booked the one-way here. Yes, I booked the one-way to Atlanta because in my mind, I was like, I'm not leaving here without accomplishing something. Literally, his reply completely ignores the question. Completely ignores the question. And I'm like, you know, at this point, not F you, but yeah, I might just push it to the side at this point and I might take matters into my own hands. I sent him my flight confirmation. That's all I sent. I was like, just sent that. Out of nowhere, he's like, because I had asked him previously, because I wanted to match our flight so we can leave together. I had asked him previously, I was like, hey, what flight did you book? I was like, is this the one you booked? Didn't tell me anything. Doesn't answer. The second I sent him my confirmation, my itinerary, that's when he sends me his itinerary. I want to say like the next day. And then he was like, this is the flight I booked, and can you send me the email that you got from PLT? Because you had to make a reservation. They actually had, when I reached out to PLT, they accepted my, okay. I think that when he realized that I was being serious and after I booked it, then he's like, oh wow, this girl means business. So we didn't really talk about it anymore afterwards. I ended up getting to the airport. We did meet up again at the airport. We went there together because after that, he realized that he couldn't stop me. So they confirmed all my information. They're like, yes, we'd love to have you. So that was already happening. At this point, it's like, whether I go there with you or not, I'm still going. Long story short, we get there. I do have, I will have this in my vlog. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful scenery. I completely lied. I forgot where oh my God, look at how my brain, see, my brain quite literally like pushed what happened in the back to the back so I can, anyway, so this is what happened, right? We ended up getting, so my flight ended up being after his flight. So he was leaving at 11:45, I was leaving at 12:45, right? But we got to the airport together. We're chilling there. So he goes to his flight. I text him, I was like, hey, are you guys boarding? Just making sure he's okay. And it's like, no, there's a delay. There's a whole hour delay. My flight leaves. So my flight left like 11 something. So even though we were supposed to leave after his flight, we ended up leaving before his flight. And then they got delayed even more. So I got there, I want to say like 1:30 p.m.-ish. The event was at 5 p.m. I got there like 1:30. My mindset was like, okay, his flight shouldn't, he shouldn't be that much longer. So when I got there, I text him, I was like, hey, I just made it, like how much longer will I be? He was like, well, we got delayed again, so it's gonna be maybe another 2 hours. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna wait for him. Because yes, I got that opportunity for myself. I did the work, but he's the one that exposed me to it. I wouldn't have known about that lounge without him. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait for him. I'll do my makeup. I literally did my makeup at the airport because my mind says like, okay, the second he lands, because he was already kind of ready, he'll just change quick. I'll be ready and we'll just head down to the event. So his brother, right? His brother lives in LA. The plan was his brother comes, picks us up, or if it flakes, we're gonna get an Uber straight to the place. I had already booked the hotel and everything, so I'm like, hey, I'm gonna stay here. He was gonna stay with his brother, so I already had that situated. I get there, I'm getting ready. He gets there eventually. I'm texting him. At 4:17, I text this man. I was like, hey, when do you land? I'm at baggage claim 4. I'll wait for you here. It looks weird because like the time difference. We got there at like 2:42. I text him, landing soon. At 2:56, just landed. Are you at the airport? He texts me like 3:10. We had a delay. I'm still in the air. We had a delay. Well, he sends it twice. So like, when do you land? I like 3:17. I'm at baggage claim 4. I'll wait for you here. I don't have that much time. I got there way before him. So I'm like, okay, like I said, I'll wait for him. I got ready in the bathroom. This man lands, right? I text him at 4:56. I was like, have you landed? He's like, no, not yet. Keep track of like the time, okay? Because that's very important. He's like, have you left? At 4, yeah, what the heck? 4:17. The times are weird. We're supposed to be there at 5 p.m. because now my times are different because I'm back home. So it's off. I'm trying to remember exactly what time it is. Have you left yet? I'm like, no, I'm waiting for you. It says your flight arrived. Are you here or still on boarding? He just says, yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna see. I'll read the times that it says here, but it's just minus 3 hours because I think LA time is like 3 hours behind my time. So 6:24 p.m. I was like, it says your flight arrived. It actually said his flight arrived 45 minutes before, but I don't know, maybe I was off, maybe I was wrong. He's like, yeah, my brother's calling me, because I called him. I was like, wait, so you landed? You didn't even tell me. Like, my brother's calling me at 6:27. I'm like, am I meeting you downstairs? Where are you? 6:30, he says, I'm on the phone with my brother. He says he's outside waiting for me. He keeps saying my brother's waiting for me, my brother's calling me. I'm like, I understand that part. This is at 6:30. I'm like texting him fast. I'm like, whoa, we don't have time. I'm asking, am I meeting you? I don't know what floor baggage claim is. I'm still on the phone with him. He's trying to find me. I'm sending this man pictures of where I'm at. I send him my location. I'm like, okay, where's your brother located? Because maybe I might find him before you, and then we can find you, or you can find me, and then we can find him. I'm calling this man. I'm like, okay, we need to figure this out because we're already late. I was like, where is he located? Outside where they pick people up. This man says outside where they pick people up. At a big, this is LAX we're talking about. They pick people up everywhere. I'm like, where exactly? I'm sending him a whole video, like where I'm at, because I'm trying not to freak out at this point. Trying so hard not to freak out. I was like, could you please answer? I'm really not trying to freak out right now. Literally, that's what I told him. Okay, I'm like, I'm really trying not to freak out. You can start heading to the hotel. The reason why I'm missing your calls is my brother and I are arguing. I'm trying to tell him you can come with us. He's not having it. I'm like, mind you, us being there, like leaving getting to the airport and everything was planned 2 days in advance. His brother picking us up was planned 2 days in advance, and then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, your brother's not having it. Oh, that's when I was like, you know what? Oh, I knew you didn't want me here. I was like, I knew you did not want me here. And I'm like, it's not your brother. Your brother doesn't even know me, has no reason to not. And even if he didn't want me there, let me know in advance so I'm not late to an event. It is not professional whatsoever. I'm like, okay, God, you got me here. I don't know anyone in LA. Well, I know somebody, but they were in San Diego at the time. Like, I don't know anyone in LA. Last time I came to LA, something really, really bad happened to my friend. So I already had like this preconceived notion about this place, but you got me here and you're gonna get me through this. I'm like, I remember telling him, I'm not kidding y'all, Uber is $120. And mind you, it's only going 30 minutes, but add traffic, it's already 5 p.m. So that 5 p.m. LA traffic. So my Uber was $120. I'm like, you know, at this point, I could either go back to the airport and book my flight back home, and I really did consider it, or I could really see this through. I'm trying not to freak out. I'm praying. I'm like, okay, it's gonna work out, it's gonna work out, it's gonna work out, it's gonna work out, because all things work out for the good of those who love God. I'm like, it's all gonna work out. It is. Long story short, man, oh man, oh man. I get the Uber. I was like, forget it, I'll figure it out. Thanks for your help. And then he keeps calling. I'm not answering. I sent him this message. It's like, I waited 2 hours for you. The least you could have done is let me know, because when I said, hey, I'm still at the airport, I can wait for you, he does the thumbs up thing. So I'm like, okay, we're on the same page here, right? The least you could have done is let me know your brother didn't want me around, so I could at least head to my hotel and make it to the event on time. Thank you for everything you've done, and I'm appreciative of it, but this is where I cut our friendship, because I would never have done this to you. Good luck with your career. And then I blocked that man right after that. I was in the Uber literally looking up, like trying to hold my tears, because I told y'all I had already baked my face. It was looking real cute, and I did not want to ruin makeup. So I'm in an Uber with an amazing Uber driver that like accommodated me, actually made sure that I got, you know, inside the hotel, all of that. And I'm trying not to freak out. I'm trying not to cry. I'm reminding myself that you're here for a reason. You're here for a reason. So I call one of my friends that lives in LA, but he was in San Diego at the time. So I called him, and then he just having that conversation with him calmed me down. Because at that point, not to be dramatic or anything, it felt like I was alone, and it felt like this man had planned this from the beginning. And I'm not saying that I couldn't have gotten my own Uber. I could have, which, I mean, I did. I'm not saying that I couldn't have done that, but what I'm saying is you were the only sense of family, sense of like home that I had in LA. And for you to pull that, oof, oh my God. So anyway, I rushed to the hotel. This man's like just telling me like, you got this. Like, he's just being so supportive, he's being so kind. We get to the hotel. We actually we could not figure out what the hotel was. The outside did not look like a hotel, but once you get inside, it's so beautiful, and I will have that in the vlog for y'all to see. So I get inside, I'm rushing upstairs, I just need to change, and I get an Uber to the event. I get to the event, my nerves previously came from like a place of insecurity. I'm thinking, I don't belong here. Like, all these people are like supermodels, and it was just like, that whole place was just full of so much beauty, and that like insecure part of me was like, you don't belong here. And I almost walked out. But shout out to PLT, honestly, just like the ambiance was great. I get there, so I walk in, I put on Yasmin. Yes, I have an alter ego. I put on Yasmin, and I was like, this is my house now, respectfully. So I get there with one mission and one mission only. Looking for the, I'm kidding, no. No. Network. So, when I walk in, oh my goodness gracious, I see him sitting in the corner. Well, he was standing in the corner. Everyone else was like vibing and jabbing and everything. And this man, let's call him Dogo. I don't even know why I'm calling him Dogo, but let's call him Dogo. Dogo is sitting in the corner, okay? I'm like, I'm not gonna let him kill my vibe, because Yasmin's in. She's taken over. So I walk where everyone is. I'm just like, I'm vibing. I'm checking out the crowd. Okay. These people, I probably wouldn't talk to them. I probably wouldn't connect with them, because ultimately I'm a real person and I want to be around real people. So I spot a gorgeous girl. Shout out to you. You know who you are. So I spot her and I'm like, wow, energy speaks, y'all. Like, energy speaks. I just like felt myself like gravitated towards her. So I walked towards her and I'm like, hey, did you come alone? She's like, yeah, I came along. And then we started talking, and I stuck with her the whole time. We stuck with each other, and we went and took pictures. All of this I have in my vlog. You guys, check it out when it comes out. Just a vibe. So obviously we're all moving and everything. I'm walking to go to a different location to take pictures. This man's like, sorry, you're not gonna talk. Dogo's like, sorry, you're not gonna say hi. Ooh, listen, I'm a pretty composed person, but at that moment, I was like, say one more thing. I was almost, but then I remembered, hey, location, okay? Know where you are, don't forget that. Keep it cute, keep it pretty. So I look back, I'm like, hi. And then he's like, so, I'm just paraphrasing, I don't remember exactly what he said. Paraphrasing here. So are you mad at me? My brother didn't wanna. And at that point, I'm like, I had already seen his story. I matched the times. And I'm like, it's not adding up, babes. It's not. Because when you're supposed to be arguing with your brother, yes, I'm missing a nail. When you're supposed to be arguing with your brother, your story says that you were posting his car. Make it make sense, love. But I didn't say that. I was just like, this friendship is not serving me anymore. Once someone shows you their true color, believe them. And was that a bit harsh? Yes. But like I said, once somebody shows you their true colors, I've always been the type of person that like sees, the red flags and like color it purple a little bit, But, at my big age, you get to a point where you start to learn from your mistakes and actually improve and do better. So yeah, there was no going back. Especially in LA, man. Like, I'm a woman. I'm not saying LA is bad, but if you know, you know. Anyway, I'm like, no, it's just not serving me anymore. When someone shows you their true colors, believe them. It's like, what do you mean? Like, you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for me. The girl that I was with kind of noticed, you know, she's like, she kind of peeped that my energy was a little off. I looked at him and I was like, you gave me the baton and I ran with it. I am here because I was meant to be here. And shout out to all my women out there that have been put down by men so many times. Shout out to anyone that has worked so hard for what they have, where they are, despite other people trying to take credit for that. So when he was like, you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for me, I'm like, oh, my petty self is like, so you booked my flight. So you're the one who got the invite from PLT. You're the one that, you know, was confirmed because they asked for my socials. I sent my socials. Your RSVP is confirmed, baby, because all year, all 2024, accepted, confirmed, opened. That, and I claim that on myself. I do, in the name of God. I claim that for myself because this year, blessings and blessings and blessings. So I was not gonna let that kill my shine. And goodness gracious, it just made me work even harder. I needed that. So I remember talking to my friend and she was like, hey, what happened? Like, what was he saying? I kind of explained a little bit of what happened and she's like, screw that man. Like, she was hyping me up and she was like, and by the way, love, your blazer had a rip. So yeah, so she brought that up and then I looked, I was like, wow, it is ripped. So we kind of just like kikied about it a little bit. She, you know, reminded me who I was, raised my mood up a little bit more. So that happened. We took pictures, vibed. But the men there, y'all were beautiful. Y'all were beautiful. The women there, y'all were beautiful. Y'all were stunning. I was just so happy. I remember saying that I'm just happy to be here. I'm just happy to be here around so much class, so much beauty. And everyone there, you know, from head to toe, y'all slayed. And you guys will see this on the vlog because I recorded it. And then after the lounge, I went back to the hotel, changed a little bit, and then we went out to this rooftop place. And oh, it was just a vibe. It's all about vibes this summer, you know? School's starting again, but it's okay. It's okay. Y'all can see I did not live. So yeah, we went to the rooftop and then, yeah, went to my hotel and then literally got to my hotel at like 2 something really. And then slept for an hour and I had to get back to the airport. So I was in LA for maybe 10 hours, maybe. Okay, long ass video, huh? Let's get to the nitty gritty. So what is Esther doing now? Anyway, so yes. They loved me. They loved your girl. They sent me my very first PR. And guess who it's with? PLT. They were not playing. They sent my very first PR with PLT. I want to thank God because without, you know, divine timing, I wouldn't be alive. And I'm not just mentioning like the recent events, but like my whole life. Like without divine timing, I would not be alive. I want to thank my family. Like I just want to dedicate this time to just thanking people. I want to thank my family because yes, we have our ups and downs. We're not perfect, far from that, but y'all have molded me into the person that I am, and I will forever be grateful for that. I want to thank my friends that have supported me. Shout out to my girls. Shout out to y'all. Y'all are great. And geez, I just want to thank my supporters. Shout out to y'all. Because this is, to some, this may not be a lot, but to me, this is a thing. This is an accomplishment. This is big. Like, we have PR from Pretty Little Thing. They sent me stuff. Little old me got PR from PLT. I can't wait. I'm gonna have a whole unboxing, obviously videos coming up for y'all, of course. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank my subscribers. I just want to hug everyone. Obviously, I want to thank Arlette and BM and the show. Thank you for giving me the platform. Thank you. And to the people that are still doubting me, thank you as well. Because honestly, without doubters, you ain't really winning unless you got haters. So shout out to y'all as well. Where is Esther going from now on? I want to be I'm so multifaceted that I want to dip my fingers in a little bit of everything. You know, I want to do a little bit of everything, some acting, some modeling. I applied for different modeling gigs, you know. I have some acting opportunities coming up as well. So that's going to happen. It is going to happen. So yes, I would love to get on Jubilee. I'm calling y'all out again. I would love to get on Jubilee. I would love to get on a big platform as well to just spread positivity and love, because that's what I'm all about. I would love to do that as well. Yeah, let's just start with that. And of course, I would love to graduate. Let's just graduate as well. Yes, I will have more nursing related content out. We have equipment. We're getting more equipment just because I want to put out quality, you know, just not quantity, quality, because the quality beats quantity any day. And yes, we have PR. The video is gonna come up. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I just thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for everything that you guys have been doing. Thank you for your support. Thank you. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for your kind words. Those are the ones that I hold on to. You know, the hate is there, but like the kind words, I hold on to those 1,000% to all of our success. Cheers to that. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all my socials. And God bless y'all. Really, God bless y'all. Don't forget to seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all things shall be added unto you. Stay unfiltered, you guys.